Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're tearing down the illusion that financial disasters are just random acts of nature, because they're not. Market crashes actually follow a highly predictable five-stage pattern. And if you know what you're looking for, the warning signs are always there, flashing right in front of us. So today, we're going to unpack the anatomy of a crash, dig into the exact data driving it, and specifically pinpoint exactly where we are standing right now. To really understand how a market gets to the brink, I want you to ask yourself a pretty simple question. Have you ever talked yourself into a really bad idea? Come on, you know the feeling. It's like staring down that second slice of cake you absolutely know you don't need. There's that little rational voice in your head telling you the truth, but then there's a much louder voice saying, screw it, it'll be fine just this once. Now, I want you to imagine that exact feeling of psychological delusion, but shared by the entire stock market, with literally trillions of dollars on the line. We actually just saw a massive, glaring example of this delusion in action. Let's think back to the sudden tremor we felt in the markets back in June. Almost out of nowhere, nearly $2 trillion vanished in a single day. The panic spread so incredibly fast that an entire national stock exchange had to completely halt trading. For a few days there, it genuinely felt like the floor was giving way, but then it just stopped. Within a matter of weeks, stocks were pushing right back up to record highs, acting as if that terrifying drop never even happened. Okay, let's dive into this, because honestly, I've seen this exact sequence play out before. Let's rewind to March of 2008. Bear Stearns, which was a massive pillar of Wall Street, basically fell apart over a single weekend. It was a clear tremor. And you know how the market responded? It went up. People convinced themselves it was just a one-off issue, and they rallied the market for months. They completely ignored all the warning signs, right up until Lehman Brothers collapsed 6 months later and dragged the entire global economy down with it. Bear Stearns wasn't the crash, it was just the tremor. Which brings us right to stage 5, mass delusion. This is the incredibly dangerous phase where otherwise smart, informed people see giant flashing red warning signs and somehow convince themselves that the old rules of money and value just don't apply anymore. But, spoiler alert, the rules of value always apply. Consider this massive number, 238%. This represents what's known as the Buffett indicator. It's a metric that simply compares the total value of the U.S. stock market to the size of the entire U.S. economy. And right now, that number has hit an all-time recorded history record high. To put that 238% into perspective, Warren Buffett himself, arguably the greatest investor of all time, has said that when that number gets near 200%, you are literally playing with fire. And we are sitting way above that right now. We're even higher than the very peak of the dot-com bubble. Yet, companies like Nvidia and Broadcom are currently trading at over 20 times their sales. Not their profits, guys, their sales. Investors are banking on this endless rate of growth, which is an incredibly risky assumption to make. This leads us to section 2, the AI circular financing trap. So, how exactly are we sustaining this illusion? Well, we are falling into a hidden trap. You see, the real danger right now isn't just the high stock prices. It's the hidden complexities operating right beneath them. Just like those ridiculously complicated repackaged mortgages back in 2008, today's danger is hiding in financial blind spots that are so confusing, regulators just tick their boxes and move on. Let's pull back the curtain on the mechanism driving this. It's called circular financing. Basically, it's a closed-loop funding system where money circles right back to its original source, creating the illusion of brand new demand. Think of this as the 2026 AI markets version of a dangerously complicated financial instrument, and it is quietly inflating this bubble from the inside. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how this trillion-dollar loop actually works in practice. Let's trace how the money moves. Step 1. Nvidia invests billions of dollars into OpenAI. Step 2. OpenAI takes that exact same money and commits hundreds of billions to Oracle for cloud computing power. Step 3. Oracle takes that money and spends it buying computer chips, right back from Nvidia. The exact same dollars just went all the way around the circle, landing right back where they started. But here's the kicker. Every single time that money passed through a company, it got recorded as brand new demand and growth. Now, if this is sounding a bit alarming, it absolutely has a historical precedent. Let's compare this modern AI loop to the 1999 Lucent Technologies disaster. Back then, Lucent used something they called vendor financing. They lent money to new telecom startups who couldn't actually afford Lucent's equipment, just so those startups could turn around and buy from them. It looked like roaring, unstoppable demand, until those startups ran out of cash. The result? Lucent's stock eventually plummeted 99% as the true sales numbers were finally exposed. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, surely the authorities are going to warn us before this whole thing collapses, right? But here is the harsh truth. Regulators get paid to be right. They do not get paid to be early. You absolutely cannot wait for official warnings to protect your investments. I mean, the U.S. Treasury only recently drafted its very first AI bubble warning. By the time an official warning arrives, it's basically like a regulator shining a flashlight on a massive pothole that just burst your tire. Which brings us to Section 3. Debt. The real fuel for the fire. Now, it's really important to understand that a blind spot or a market correction doesn't automatically mean total disaster. A 10% market drop, that is completely normal. It's actually healthy. So what turns a standard market correction into an unstoppable, catastrophic crash? The answer, pretty much every single time, is debt. Debt is the absolute fuel for this fire. When asset prices drop and you're using borrowed money, you don't just feel a little poorer, you get wiped out completely. And the scariest part is where today's debt is hiding. It's concentrated in a space called private credit. This is off-the-books lending. It happens completely away from traditional banks, with massive funds lending money directly to companies in the shadows. It's this whole corner of the market that's totally invisible to everyday people, making it an incredibly large and silent threat to our economy. It's incredible to see just how drenched this private credit space has become in AI risk. Historically, over the previous 5 years, AI-related deals made up an average of just 17% of private credit. But as we look at the projections for 2025, highly speculative AI deals now make up a whopping 33%. That is a full third of all private credit issued. The financial system is becoming heavily leveraged on a technology whose financial returns are honestly still entirely speculative. And you know what? The cracks are already starting to show. Wall Street banks are actively modeling the fallout right now. Morgan Stanley predicts that default rates in private lending could surge to 8%, while UBS is warning they could hit 15% if AI disruption gets severe. Keep in mind, we are already sitting at a record stress level of 6%. And the utter absurdity of all this is that money is being lent against software companies that AI is supposedly going to replace. Think about that. This means lenders lose if AI fails, and they also lose if AI succeeds, because it kills the very companies they lent the money to. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Let's move on to Section 4, the safety net illusion. This brings us to a huge psychological puzzle. If the math makes no sense, the complexity is off the charts, and the hidden debt is this dangerous. Why on earth are smart people still eagerly buying into this market? Well, it all comes down to the psychological engine driving everything we've talked about today. We call it the Fed put. It's this widespread belief that the central bank is just always going to swoop in and rescue the market if things get bad enough. For the last 15 years, investors have basically been trained by patterns. Every time the market faced a serious decline, a safety net magically appeared out of nowhere, whether it was a rate cut, emergency lending, or a massive government bailout. Honestly, the market has essentially become that one friend whose parents always bail them out. You know exactly who I'm talking about, right? They consistently make terrible financial decisions, but mom and dad always step in to cover the check. And because of that, they never actually learn from their mistakes. They never bother to price in risk. And eventually, you know that friend is going to mess up something so badly that it's simply beyond repair. That is the exact trajectory of a market that completely ignores risk because it assumes a rescue is guaranteed. Finally, Section 5, how to survive the crash. So, the crucial point is, how do we actually navigate this? When you know for a fact we are in stage 5 of the delusion cycle, how do you protect your wealth? Successful investing isn't about running for the hills and burying your cash under a mattress. It's about staying in the market without becoming utterly delusional yourself. Let's look at a clear, actionable survival strategy derived from this market behavior. First, keep investing consistently. Trying to perfectly time the top of the market is one of the most expensive mistakes you can possibly make. Second, deliberately spread your investments beyond the top 7 mega-cap tech stocks. When everyone is crowded onto the exact same side of the boat, you need to step away. And third, maintain a meaningful cash position on the side, just like Warren Buffett is doing right now. Because here is the ultimate test. If that tremor we saw back in June turns into a full-blown market crash, you have to ask yourself, will you be panicking or will you be calmly buying? Recognizing these warning patterns is exactly what separates the people who end up losing everything from the people who come out the other side richer. Keep your eyes open, watch the data, and thank you so much for joining me on this explainer.